everybody, to We Geek Podcast. Today is Wednesday, March 8th. It is our 93rd episode. My name is Adam, and I'm joined by my good friend Logan.
Hello.
What up, man? And how's your week been?
Oh, still unpacking,
Still unpacking.
It's never going to end. It's never going to end.
It really does, and I have things in my car that I still need to figure out a place for. Because it's not necessarily things I want in my storage unit, but I don't want to go through it and put it in my place.
Right.
So
right.
it's in limbo in my car, wasting gas when I drive around. So it's you gotta do something about that. One day when I'll be able to put this switch down, I'll go do that.
Yeah.
Oh man, it's been a blast. I'll talk about it
Nice.
a little bit later in the show, but that's what I've been doing. I played a little bit of Horizons, but there's just too much coming out, like right now with everything.
True.
That I'm probably not going to do anything except for play either the Switch or like I like playing with my buddy Sean with For Honor. So
Oh, cool.
that's kind of my multiplayer like social game that I jump to because I love just chilling and playing with him.
Nice.
If I'm not doing that, then it's all about the Switch. Holy crap, it's so much fun. That Zelda game. I guess I'll get into it later. I don't want to get into it right now, but that's what I've been on. I saw Logan. Did you see yourself?
I did see myself. I went today.
Yeah. Oh yeah, I'm sure we'll talk all about that later. But real fast, I enjoyed it. I thought it was good.
Agreed.
Probably one of my favorite X-Men movies. So, but we'll talk all about that later because it was damn good. But yeah, man. So you just been busy unpacking and whatnot.
Pretty much, yeah.
Yeah. Well, that's cool. Yeah, man. So yeah, I mean, let's just get into it. Since we talked last time, it was the Academy Awards, right?
Right. Yeah, we had them last time.
Okay. I'm just trying to, my timeline of what's happened. Everything's kind of a blur.
Yeah, that's fair.
Yeah. Have you knocked out any of the movies that you wanted to see that was on that list?
I've seen most of them.
Oh, okay.
I haven't caught up. I think I'm missing a couple. I don't think I haven't seen Lion, and I haven't seen. I know there was one more, but I can't remember what it was.
Buddy gave me a code for Moonlight, so I'm going to check that out.
Nice. Yeah, you should.
Yeah.
You definitely should.
Oh yeah. But speaking of what we were talking about earlier, Logan, did you? First of all, did we talk last time about the teaser that they had?
No, because I don't think they hadn't released it yet.
Okay. Yeah. Should we talk about that, or should we wait till Logan?
We could talk about that now. Like, it's not really connected.
Okay. So, well, there's a Logan poster in it, which I thought was cool.
And it's on the marquee.
Yes, absolutely. So Deadpool did a teaser thingy. I don't even know what it was. It was like a few minutes where he's walking down the street. Someone's in the alley. Someone screams for help. So he runs into the phone booth
while the Superman theme plays.
While the Superman theme plays, and he takes forever changing, completely naked. And by the time he gets the outfit on and makes a phone call, the guy in the alley gets shot.
Yeah. Because you're waiting for it. Because you know that's what's going to happen.
Yes.
Like, as soon as it's like, okay, this guy's getting mugged. Well, now I have to run to a phone booth and change. And as he starts changing, you're like, oh, you know it's coming. I was just wondering, like, when. Is it going to be, like, I thought it was going to be when he's got his bare ass pressed up against the glass.
Right.
And then you were going to hear this shot, and then it was just going to be like, he was just going to turn or something, like. Mm-hmm. But no, they held it until he's like, all right, I finally got the costume on, I'm ready to get out. Bang!
Right. And there's two different teasers.
Yeah, one with and one without.
Yep, one with Stan Lee and one without him. I thought that was odd. I guess one was made after the fact they added him.
Yeah, because he's not in the one that plays he's not in the one that actually plays before Logan.
Right.
But the one that they released online had Stan in it. Okay.
So you want to know, there was a ton of Easter eggs. I don't know if you caught them all.
No, not really. I
So there
didn't.
was Logan on the marquee.
Right.
One big one that a lot of people caught was the Firefly posters.
Yes, I did see them. Yeah.
Yeah. And so the big tease is
Uh,
that uh why is my mind going blank?
Whedon? Is that
Um
what you're looking for?
Not Whedon. No.
No.
The main guy in Firefly.
Oh, Nathan Fillion.
Nathan Fillion. No, I don't know why I was going to say Josh. I know his name is just literally seeing his face. Maybe I'm getting Alzheimer's. I don't know. But yes, Nathan Fillion. Um, rumor has it that he's going to play Cable, which would make sense because there'd be two Firefly alumni reunion now on Deadpool 2.
Who else? Who am I forgetting?
His girlfriend.
Oh, yeah. That's right.
Yeah.
That's right. Yeah.
Yeah, I can't think of her name off the top of my head because I'm an idiot. I can't even think of Nathan Fillion's name. So,
Yeah.
um,
No, yeah, that's right. Yeah, I forgot about that.
yeah, Morena Baccarin. Yeah, mispronouncing it terribly. Um, but yes, the girlfriend in Deadpool, she was in Firefly, so that's why a lot of people at first were like, "Well, what does this mean? Firefly's going back?" But they had some weird things too. Like they had a diner in there that was from Bones, the Royal Diner.
Okay. Sure.
I don't watch Bones, but obviously the Superman phone booth, Logan all over the place, Cable. There was a note on the telephone booth that read Nathan Summers coming soon. Obviously, yeah, that's a Cable reference. There was also something written there called Hope, which is reference to Hope Summers from the
Yeah,
Messiah
don't.
Complex.
Yeah, don't tease. Don't tease now. It's not nice.
Right, right. And well, we'll talk about that later when we talk about Logan.
Yeah.
Yeah, but let's see what else was there. There were the Firefly posters, of course, Stanley cameo, yeah. Like, hey, aren't you Ryan Gosling? Guess he said. Um,
No, he said, hey, nice suit.
oh, that's
Yeah.
right.
Yeah, it's just, hey, nice suit. Zip it, Stanley.
Okay, so apparently it says on this site, we've heard that Stanley recorded various different lines. Okay, that's one
Ah,
of
okay.
one of them was, hey, aren't you Ryan Gosling? That's kind of funny.
Okay.
Yeah. The trailer ends with Deadpool popping open a tub of Ben and Jerry's Cherry Garcia, an ice cream that is named after the Grateful Dead's Jerry Garcia. This isn't a direct joke or reference, just pop culture, blah 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 blah. Oh, I thought I was going somewhere. And then they have the old man at the sea.
That was great. Did you actually take the time to read that?
No, I mean
It's
I was in the theater and it just
it's,
went really fast. I
yeah, well,
saw the other one on the online, but I didn't. I
yeah.
didn't stop
It's
it.
basically just like somebody in freshman college English summarized the old man in the sea, and it's this
That's
whole big thing, and it is just like a summary. It's an honest to god like Cliff's Notes that ends with spoiler alert for this antique book, where it talks about, and this is what happens at the end of the book. And now there are red lobsters everywhere providing seafood and adequate parking in America, everywhere in America. It's just the most bullshit. Like, why? It was perfect because it's this whole big long ass thing, and now there are red lobsters everywhere. There are red lobster
right.
restaurants everywhere. It's just so it was just tacked on right at the end. It was like, and there's the joke. Okay,
Now,
now I get it.
do you think they put that at the end of that in the beginning of Logan because of Logan? I mean, this was specifically made to show in front of Logan.
Right.
Because of the cursing and everything else. It's the only way they could do it.
Yeah.
Except, of course, YouTube. But it made sense. The way it played was like a trailer. Actually, I thought the movie was starting.
Yeah, because it just dives right into it, and
Yeah.
then after that they do the 20th Century Fox logo and all that stuff.
Right. Right.
But
So I don't know. I thought that was interesting because Old Man Logan and the story of the Old Man at the Sea. I was like, oh, okay. Well,
yeah, except they're not really anything alike.
I know. It's just Deadpool being Deadpool.
Yeah, it was like, why did I want to know the story behind that? Because I was like, why?
Yeah.
Like, just honest to God, just why?
Yep. Yeah. Oh yeah. But I thought that was cool. So that was an interesting. It's one of those, like, they knew everybody was going to just take every scene of that apart, and they did. They played us like a fiddle.
Sure.
And I thought that was cool, though, especially the Firefly stuff, because, man, Nathan Fillion as Cable would be hilarious. Great.
That's not bad casting. I mean,
No,
we've seen Nathan can put on muscle. Like, he's not a
yeah.
small dude.
Oh yeah, no, he's a big guy, and everyone's always been like, when are you going to play like a superhero in Marvel or DC? Um, and here we go. So
Cable'd be a
who
good
knows?
choice. They want the sheriff from Stranger Things.
Yeah, that's what I was reading.
Yeah, David Harbour. They want him to read. I was like, God, really? Like so many people.
Yeah. Well, I think actually, doesn't Ryan Reynolds actually have a say so in it now?
Something like that. Yeah, like
Isn't that the issue?
he's got some pretty broad control over the film.
Yeah, which is cool. I mean, hey, that movie is Ryan Reynolds' baby, as far as I'm concerned. Him and a few other people.
Yeah.
That's been something he's just been, championing forever. It seems like. So, good on him. Good on him. But yeah, so that's gonna be interesting. But yes, David. So what do you? I mean, I'm for that as well. I think that's a good
Yeah,
idea.
He wouldn't be a terrible choice. That's the thing. Like everybody that's been rumored is like, okay, sure. Like
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
there hasn't been.
Slightly alcoholic dad is all of the like every single one of them
Yeah.
that I think of.
Yeah. Uh,
Yeah,
but
so
yeah.
it's kind of perfect. Um, uh, Bumblebee, Travis Knight from Kubo and Two Strings to direct the spin-off film Bumblebee.
This this was weird to me. Like if you're gonna do a Transformers spin-off, you get the guy who directed Kubo and the Two Strings?
That was a good movie.
I agree it's a good movie, but I'm just I that's a boy, that's a leap.
I don't know. I see Bumblebee being a kids movie, like just total straight kids movie.
And I expected the Transformers movies to focus on the Transformers.
Right. But
I
what do we expect from a Bumblebee movie?
I think you're expecting too much. I think it's going to
Really?
be just another Transformers movie, except it's going to have, instead of Optimus Prime being the one that they talk to all the time, it's going to be Bumblebee.
Yeah, I don't think it's gonna be as like intense, and I think it's really
Oh,
gonna be a much smaller adventure
I
Bumblebee,
I
like
I
more
hope
happy go lucky.
yeah, I hope you're right, but I'm not betting on that.
Right. If it's just the same thing, what's the point?
Yeah.
That's kind of dumb.
But
He's already in it a lot. It's not like it just doesn't make sense.
well, they've done the same thing for coming up on 5 times now, and it's made them a boatload of money. So,
Right, that's true. Who else, I guess, would you spin off? I don't know.
uh, well, you could just spin the human characters off completely and not ever have them again. I'd be all right with that. Give them their own, put them in a spin-off that's in development forever. That way
I want crossover. That's what I want. I think that's one way to save the series a little bit, make it a little bit more interesting, is suddenly have it cross over with GI Joe or something. There's some sort of connected. I don't know.
I'd be all right with that. That universe. People forget that there was a third piece of that universe.
What was the third piece?
It was GI Joe. It was Transformers, and it was Gem and the Holograms.
Oh, okay.
As an honest to God, like that was a crossover in the '80s. Like
There you go.
those three were part of that universe, which is just so bizarre.
Yeah, that is odd. That would be an odd one to mix it with.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I don't know. They put Marky Mark in the lead, so they must be trying to cater to some kind of musical audience.
Yeah. That was terrible.
Yeah.
Terrible, terrible choice. Um, Margaret Robbie to star in a film based on Maid Marian.
Yeah. I thought this was interesting for all the Robin Hood projects they've done. They're like, you know what? What happens if Robin Hood dies and Maid Marian takes over?
Well, there you go.
Okay. That's different.
Yeah.
I'll take it.
Now, is she gonna wear fox ears and a pink dress? Just kidding. That's the only Maid Marian I remember.
This is not this is not a Disney live action. This is not another one of those.
Dude, that's what I want.
So, dude,
I want a live action animated Robin Hood.
Hey, look, they did it with the Jungle Book. I mean,
I want the Robin Hood movie, strictly the Disney animated one, brought into live action. That would get me in the seats.
Did
they have music in those?
They had to, yeah, they had some songs.
I imagine it's just not one that I always think of.
Yeah, well, because none of the songs are really well known. You know,
right?
There, you had Oodalali, you had So This Is Love, and I mean, really, that was kind of it. I mean, I think there were a couple more, but it wasn't a musical. Like, it was just like, this was a movie that happened to have some songs in it, really.
Yeah, 1973.
Yeah, it's old.
Oh yeah, it's crazy.
So good, though. Still good.
Monica Evans played Maid Marian in that movie.
Yeah, and who was Robin Hood? I forgot.
Robin Hood was Roger Miller.
Yeah, that's right. It was Roger Miller.
No, that's Rooster. I
yeah, I was like, wait a minute, hang on.
Brian Bedford.
I should know that name.
Yeah,
I feel kind of bad. I don't
Nixon,
know that name.
A few other things. Yeah.
Yeah. Good movie. I like that movie. I actually think that was the first Disney movie I remember watching.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure I had seen. And now it's a toss-up. I may have seen Snow White before that.
I was gonna say Snow White and Cinderella seemed to me the oldest.
But
Robin Hood's right there with them.
Oh yeah, no, they're definitely the oldest. But I was like, which one do I? I think I vaguely remember watching Snow White at some point. But that's
what I mean. Yeah, like those are the ones that I watched first.
Yeah, but like the first one that I definitely remember watching beginning to end is Robin Hood.
Right. Pinocchio's in there somewhere.
Yeah.
But the ones that got me just super stoked when I saw them in the theater, though, of course, were the ones in the 90s, like Aladdin, Lion King, Jungle Book.
Big time.
Yep. All right, well, we're going to take a quick break. When we get back, we're going to get more into movie news. Again, you're listening to We Geek Podcast on the N.FM. We'll see you guys all in a minute. Welcome back to We Geek Podcast on the N.FM. We left off with Maid Marian movie, so that's cool. Everything's being remade, but that says a twist on it, so that's cool.
Yeah, that's not really a reboot. It's really more of a reimagining in a sense, but it's not just like, oh, we're doing the Robin Hood story again. It's a sequel reboot with a twist. And I'm
sure it will get the internet upset at something.
Oh, I'm sure they're furious already.
Yeah. Speaking of, well, that wasn't a reboot, but this is. Disney reportedly working on reboot of Tron with Jared Leto.
Yeah, I don't know how I feel about this. Because I don't really have any strong attachment to Tron.
I don't have any. I mean, I've seen it. Okay, but that was it.
I think that's definitely one that's like, and I think because it was so, VFX heavy, like at the time, I'm sure it was amazing. It was one of those that I'm sure, like, if you saw it when it came out, it blew your mind.
Right. Yeah, but I don't know about you, of course, but I saw it way later when there was much better.
Yeah, no, I saw it. The first time I saw it was just a few years ago, like before.
Oh, wow.
That, at least again, that I remembered. I don't know. It might have been one of those that I watched at a really young age that I just don't remember. But the first time I remember seeing it was like, oh yeah, the Tron Evolution's coming out. I should watch the first one. Mm-hmm. And then watching it, and I was like, oh, this is so a product of the times.
Right.
It's so, oh man. But you know
what movie this is gonna sound really out there, but a movie in the same kind of genre to me, for some reason I enjoyed so much more. You ever seen Oh God, Adventures in Dinosaur City. Have you seen that?
That's a great, yeah, yeah.
It's fantastic.
That's a great pull.
And
That's a
they
really
get
great
like
pull.
sucked into the TV, and they
Yeah.
gotta get out of Dinosaur City, and
Oh my god.
that was so much more memorable to me than Tron. I'm sure Tron was just a thing of, but I don't know why as a kid that stuck out.
Oh, that's a fantastic pull. Holy hell! I haven't heard of that in a long ass time.
Yeah, man.
Wow.
Those kind of movies were weird. There was another one, I forget the name of it, where like he went under the bed or something in Munster City, and then he could travel the world to somewhere else, but he would always end up
Yeah.
underneath someone's bed. It
I,
was
uh,
it was the same kid who's in all of those movies in the 80s.
right.
Oh man, the one who oh God, this is gonna drive me crazy. Is it Monsters Under My Bed?
it. That sound. Nah, it doesn't sound quite right.
Little Monsters, 1989.
That's it.
That's it.
That's
Fred
it.
Savage.
Yeah.
That's the one.
Oh
So
man.
weird.
Oh.
Those movies are so they're like no one thinks of things like that these days.
No,
At least
because
I don't see them.
no, not really, and that's kind of too bad. Like I'm
Yeah.
all for, we had these movies, going on 30 years ago now because we're getting old, but
Hmm.
everybody's like, oh, we have to change on it. Ah, screw that. Make some fun stuff for a
Right. Yeah.
change.
See, a child meets a monster that lives under his bed. He then becomes one of his best friends. Soon the child discovers a whole new world of fun and games under his bed.
Sure, why not?
While pulling pranks on kids and other monsters is the main attraction. It's just such a silly concept, but as a kid, that was just cool as shit.
Yeah.
Like, why is Howie Mandel? Like, it's just ridiculous. Oh man, yeah, that was a
uh,
good movie. So
how,
go watch Little Monsters and Adventure in Dinosaur City.
there you go. There you go.
Those are some throwbacks.
God, Howie Mandel is a comedian that people forget was really dirty.
Yeah, oh yeah.
I mean, Saget is the most famous one because everybody grew up with him on Full House, and then he did his stand-up, and you're like, what happened? And
Mhm.
you go back and look, and you were like, oh no, he was doing his stand-up before Full House.
Right.
That was where I think it was Drew Carey was telling the story that when Saget got the call to be the milk toast dad on this family show, he was like, are you people out of your minds?
Yeah, that's funny. Drew Carey, he went to Tomorrow World. Like he's into like EDM and stuff. Did you know that?
I think I had seen something about that somewhere.
He flies around to all these festivals and stuff, and I had no idea.
Yeah, I'm telling you, man, Drew's wild. Like
Yeah, yeah,
he's
it's crazy. He does VIP and stuff. My friend, she worked the gig, and so she was in VIP, and she's like, yes, he just had a bunch of people around him, just you know, having a good time. It's like
nice.
that is crazy. He like, I think they fly in with a I don't know, they fly in with a helicopter, I think, and then fly out. It's ridiculous.
Well, sure. I mean, why the hell wouldn't you?
It makes sense. Yeah, you wouldn't just like go through the normal
Nah,
you're not gonna go through the ticket stub thing.
nah. I
Yeah,
think.
but I don't know. I thought it was crazy.
Hey, if the price is right,
Uh, that I didn't.
I
Yeah.
couldn't help it. I'm sorry.
Remember
I'm not.
Bobby's World?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, that's crazy. They were all in these weird things. Oh man, I just remember putting him. I remember he put what is it? A thing over his head in blue,
Yeah,
like the glove or whatever. That's all I remember from Howie
yeah.
Mandel, except for Bobby's World.
Yeah.
Let's see here. We got Donnie Yen to star in Sleeping Dogs. Did you ever play Sleeping
I
Dogs?
loved Sleeping Dogs.
It's really good. Maybe it was you are the one that told me to get
I,
it.
I think it might have been because I know
Yeah.
when it came out, I was like, oh, this was the game that was supposed to be True Crime Hong Kong, and then they lost the rights, so they basically all they did was like change the title,
Right, right, right.
and it was like, oh, it came out, and I was like, okay, yeah, I'll play this. What the hell? And it was like really, it was good because it was simple. It wasn't overly simplistic. It just didn't try to be complicated.
Right.
It was like, here's what you expect. Here's basic controls. Go for it. And it was really fun. Enjoyed it.
Mhm. Oh yeah, yeah. I liked it. I still have it. I have the remake or whatever on PlayStation 4. Um, didn't beat it or anything like that, but I played enough of it to get an idea, and I was like, oh, this is really fucking cool.
Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, they're gonna make a movie out of it. Which isn't it like wasn't it based off of something, but they changed it at the last minute, or?
Oh, it was supposed to be off of the
That's right.
True Crime series. Yeah.
That's right. That's right. That's right. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's crazy. Um, Emma Stone is in that. Did you know that?
Yeah, she plays. Yeah. Yeah, she's
That
the agent.
surprised the hell out of me.
Yeah.
It's like what?
Yeah, because when
Now
you.
it's Academy Award winning Emma Stone.
Yeah, right.
It's crazy.
That's where you go back and you rebrand the box art quick before it prints out,
Yeah.
featuring Academy Award winner Emma Stone.
Right. 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 um. Let's see here. What else do we got? Go ahead and take the next one here.
Yeah, so Steven Spielberg is directing a movie based on because we don't have enough Watergate movies, um, based on when the New York Post or the not the New York Post, the Washington Post ran the Pentagon Papers, and it's just
Mm-hmm.
called The Post, and it's gonna star Meryl Streep and Tom Hanks.
Oh, okay. So this is going to be like that movie a few years ago. Um, what was it?
All the
What was it
President's
called?
Men.
No, the movie with the pedophiles in Boston.
Oh, Spotlight.
Spotlight, where it was just basically like here is
Here's
the
the
Washington
newspaper
Post.
side of
Right,
the story. Yeah.
right, right. Yeah. So that's cool. That's awesome.
Yeah, sure. Why not? More things that show newspaper stuff. Down for
Well,
that.
this is classic Spielberg going from
Yeah.
like his big budget fun movies to his serious this is what really happened uh films.
Yeah, but it's a bit of a departure because I don't think we're gonna see a big action sequence here.
Right,
Like
no, no,
it's
no. I mean, this is going to be, what after Ready Player One?
maybe I would hope so.
Right. So that's what I mean. We're going to see the big fun action Ready Player One, and then we're going to get here's a movie that took place in a time period.
Right.
Yeah. So
Right.
no action in this, but action in Ready Player One is what I meant.
They damn well better be.
Yeah. Yeah. So that's what I mean. Classic Spielberg going to do one movie for the studio, and then one movie like, hey, I want to do this weird, or not weird, but this one, historical moment thing.
One for them,
So
one for me.
exactly.
For anybody that wants to get into show business, man. There's how you keep your sanity. You do one for them, you do one for me.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Oh man. Oh yeah. Looking at this, he's a producer of a ton of stuff.
Oh yeah. Oh my God. Yes. Spielberg. I mean, through Amblin,
Yeah.
they just kind of get to stick his name on just an ungodly amount of movies. It's crazy.
Right. Right. Okay. So this is the order I guess he's doing them in. It says announced is it's what I do. Announced it's keeping up Agro Matero pre-production. Ready Player One is in post-production, so obviously that's going to come first.
Wait. What?
Ready Player One says post-production.
It's I didn't even know they had started filming.
Yeah,
Damn.
I remember it being in the news, seeing set photos and stuff.
I totally forgot.
Yeah, it's shot apparently.
Yeah, if it's in, well, hell yeah, if it's in post. So
Oh,
then,
T.J. Miller is in it. That's cool.
sure, because he's oh, that's right. Isn't he he's the other dude, right?
Right, he's IROC.
Yes.
Yeah, makes perfect makes perfect sense.
Yeah.
Simon Pegg is perfect.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's good. That's gonna be a fucking blast.
Because is that next summer?
I think so. Let's see here. March 2018. Yep, summer.
Okay. So
Next summer.
they've got a year for post and everything. Yeah.
I imagine it's a lot of stuff they gotta
Yeah.
insert.
Oh, it's gonna have to be a lot of post. Yeah.
Yeah, man.
Well, good. They've got, with Spielberg on board. I mean, that brings the Lucas post
Mm-hmm.
to bear. Skywalker sound and all that. Oh yeah, they're
Mm-hmm.
no danger there.
Yeah. Oh yeah. That's cool. That's awesome. It's gonna be a good movie. Um, Where were we? Game of Thrones season 7 rumored to premiere in July.
Yeah, they had the actor whose name I forget that plays Sir Davos. He was talking about when it was going to come out and everything, and he was saying, well, they're saying it was going to be this, but now we're hearing that it's going to be in July. And everybody was like, what?
That's news to us.
Yeah.
Let's see here. Marvel's Inhumans. You go and take this because I can't pronounce that name.
Yes, Sarinda Swan from Graceland was cast as Medusa, and Ken Leung was cast as Karnak.
That's awesome. Well, that's the guy from Lost.
Yeah. That's
nice.
the Asian guy, which was a Rift Tracks joke that nobody got, but that's okay. there was on the was from the Rift Tracks that they did for The Grudge, and they were, when one of the cops showed up at some point, I forget which of the guys was like, oh my god, it's that guy from Lost. Oh, which one? It's like, well, it was that one guy. Well, was it, and it's just ticking off, just generic descriptions of people. Was it that guy? Was it the other guy? Was it this guy? Oh, no, wait, was it the Asian guy? And you're like, this thing is set in Japan. There's 5 Japanese cops standing around. You're going to go with, is it the Asian guy?
Right. That's funny.
No, it was the way they did it that was just like, okay, we finally hit, here's the absurd limit of this joke. Now we have to...
That's great.
That's what I need. I need to watch those again. I've got a bunch of those that I bought. I need to sync back up again. They're fun.
Yeah, man. Do it. Let's see here. Did I skip some? Because
I don't think so.
Was Game of Thrones the top of the TV?
Yeah.
I was messing around with my notes, and I think I deleted a few things, so it didn't give me that. But all right. Now, speaking of Inhumans, did you see the set photos?
No, there were set photos.
Yes, and guess what they have?
The throne?
Not that I saw.
Okay.
Guess what character they showed?
Do they have the dog?
A massive dog.
Yes.
That's blue. But all you saw was his little legs underneath it. Well, actually, there's a photo of the full dog. It is to the T the dog from the Inhumans.
Nice, excellent. Yeah. Well, they need the bus. You can.
Yeah. That's cool.
Lockjaw. Cool. Yes, I was gonna say. I was like, please look up his name. I forgot his name.
Yeah, big CGI dog. That's gonna get me to watch anything.
Sure. And I mean, a big CGI. This is a person-sized dog.
Yeah. Oh yeah. So that's gonna be cool. It's cool that we're getting to that time where now we can have full CGI characters in shows, and it's it's probably gonna be a shitload of money, but it's, I guess, something ABC's this will do.
Well, I mean, they're putting the first 2 episodes out in IMAX.
Yeah, that's crazy.
They're betting hard on this.
Well, yeah, I mean, they were going to make a movie out of this, so I think they took that budget and they were like, well, we can do a little bit less, and we can do a lot more with it.
Well, and
a TV show.
They still haven't totally ruled out a movie down the road. If I
that's
remember
true.
Right.
You're absolutely right.
I know, because I know that was the main plan.
Honestly, I love TV more. I get more excited when someone's like, oh, we're going to make a TV show out of that, than they do a movie, because that means years of enjoyment of it on the screen, instead of an hour and a half, and then the chances of it getting a sequel down the road.
Exactly.
Yeah, I get if someone said we're getting a Star Wars television show, I would be more thrilled than them going, oh, we're going to get a Boba Fett movie. They're like, no, we're doing a Boba Fett show on Netflix or Obi-Wan or whatever. Through the roof. Or any other franchise. Name of the Wind, of course. That was when that was announced. I wanted a television show. We get the best of both worlds with that one.
Yeah.
But man, yeah, if it's a series, if they did Zelda, I would get more excited about a Zelda TV show than I would a movie.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Or Horizons or whatever. I mean, Horizons that has to be a series or a movie. Robotic dinosaur world with it's perfect. It's crazy.
Yeah,
I don't even know what what would you? I haven't played too much of the game, but or are they like tribes? Like the group of people that are on the post-apocalyptic world. Have you played any of the games?
I've
Or the
played
game?
a little, and it does seem like it seems like after the world ended, like everybody went back to being cave people, and
Not
then
cave people. No, that I wouldn't say cave
well,
people.
but I mean, what I mean is like they regressed all the way back, and now they're coming back up the ladder again
Right.
to where we are back in. It's not. I don't want to say primitive because that does paint the wrong picture, but
Well,
it's very hunter gathery. Like
bingo.
they're
That's what I was gonna say. It's very living off the land.
yeah,
Um,
it's it's old school. Like when people think of like Native Americans, like
exactly.
it's that kind of just they build what they need, they hunt when they need, they take what they need. There's not really there's interestingly there's not technology, even though they're
Right.
clearly aware of technology being a thing, and that would
Right.
be my phone, I think, making all that noise. But so yeah, there's that.
Yeah, well, let's take a quick break. We'll get back to it. Again, you're listening to We Geek Podcast on the N.FM. We'll see you guys all in a minute. Welcome back to We Geek Podcast on the N.FM. And before we went on break, got sidetracked by me, of course. And just talking about how cool. We'll get into Horizons in a little bit down in the show, but just how cool that game is and that world. I'm not too far in it, so no spoilers, of course, but just the fact that there's big robotic dinosaurs roaming around. It's these people who just obviously have no. I mean, I can't really see a connection to. They don't know what the what was the world before what they know.
Right.
And so they have their own rules, they have their own law, and they're very living off the land and stuff like that. And I think that's really cool. That would make such a fantastic, AMC, Netflix, whatever. I would love that. That would be great. But anyway, that's a dream show. So we'll get back into the news here.
Yeah.
Alexander Siddig from Game of Thrones, cast as Ra's al Ghul. Who is he from Game of Thrones?
Oh, you asked me too quick.
I know. I'm gonna look it up while I'm asking.
Yeah.
Alexander. Oh, he looks familiar, but why? Oh,
He's
he was one of the guys in the Sandy City place.
he was the
It's terrible,
he
terrible.
was he was the what is it? The King of Dorne, the ruler of Dorne.
The ruler of Torn. I don't know. I'm an idiot. Sorry. I just think
Yeah.
of the sand. I'm like
I,
the name that sounds like Dune.
right.
The
God.
sand. Yeah.
Uh,
Okay. That. I mean, he looks like he could totally play that.
yeah, he played the father. Yeah, he's perfect for Raish. Yeah,
Yeah. Yeah.
he's fantastic.
So there we go. That's cool.
Yeah.
David Fincher series for Netflix gets a trailer. Mindhunter.
Yeah.
Um,
Did you see this?
is this the one where um, uh, it's about the FBI or inside of the?
It's creepy, man.
I think I saw the trailer for this. It's like it's the people. It had like the Dexter splots or whatever. I just kept thinking. I remember. Oh, what was it? Yeah, I think I've seen the trailer.
Yeah, I was gonna say like, oh, he's gonna try to explain David Fincher. I can't wait for the.
Oh no. It was
uh,
like
yeah, good. Yeah,
what do
even
you
I
call those
wouldn't.
ink blots?
Yeah, the Rorschach blots.
Rorschach.
Yeah,
That's right. But it was like blood. I just remember seeing that
yeah.
and a bunch of clips of people that I don't remember what they were doing, but yeah. Okay, so that
Yeah.
looks cool. Netflix is, I'll give anything a chance with them.
Yeah. We got
Um,
to we jumped some X-Men news here. I don't know if maybe that got cut in the
probably.
yeah.
Go ahead and take it.
They did some casting for the show that we still don't have a title for yet.
Hmm.
Uh, Amy Acker, who was from something I can't remember off the top of my head, was cast as a character called Kate Stewart, who is the wife of Stephen Moyer's character. And one of the other kids, the main characters, is was cast. Hang on, I can't really read that from down there. Natalie Allen Lind, who
Oh
played
yeah, I saw. Okay, I just looked up the article of what you're talking about.
yeah,
She's from Gotham. She was like,
she played Silver St. Cloud.
yeah, the girl that was like seducing uh,
Bruce.
Bruce Wayne.
Yeah.
Um, okay, yeah, she looks like she could totally be an X-Men. Um, let's see, who was the other one?
Amy
The art
Acker.
Amy Acker. It didn't have Amy Acker in the article I saw.
Huh.
Who is she playing again?
She's playing Kate Stewart.
Kate Stewart.
Yeah, she's gonna be the wife of Stephen Moyer's character.
Oh, I don't remember Katie Stewart in the X-Men. I wonder
Yeah.
if these are just placeholder names.
Well, they could be, or they could be new. They could be new characters.
Yeah, that's true. That's cool. X-Men, X-Men, X-Men. Oh man, I need to continue Legion. I saw the first episode. Have you seen it?
No, I haven't. Good.
Yeah. I mean, afterwards, I did what I imagine doing LSDs like, because it is it is a mind fuck and a half on what's actually real, what's not real. It was everything. Is the top still spinning? That kind of like, are we in a dream? That's in a dream. That's in a dream. What's real? What's reality? Um, it's very like weird. Like he'll walk by someone and they won't even mention it, and there's someone in a tree. There's someone in like a wall, and he just walks by and like it's just having a conversation, and you're like, they didn't even mention that. Like,
Okay.
what's going on? Like, is he losing his mind? And yeah, the answer is yes. The whole show is about his mind being just crazy. So, and it cuts back and forth. At some points you think you're watching some weird artsy fartsy movie, but it's really, I'm surprised. I will be surprised if this show catches on, because it just seems like one of those shows that I would enjoy, niche groups of people would enjoy, but mainstream, I could see 40-year-old John looking at this going, what the fuck is this? What is this? Turn the channel.
Yeah.
They don't mention X-Men at all in it, but there's always subtle hints of X's everywhere.
Right.
And at the very end, it felt, of the first episode, it felt very X-Men. I was like, okay, they told me this wasn't an X-Men show, but it sure feels like it right now.
Okay.
But they don't. It's really weird what happens, but watch it. We'll come back and talk about it, because it feels like, it does feel like the first issue of a comic book,
Nice.
and I'll wait till you see it. I don't want to spoil anything, but I'm like, oh, okay, well, what is this leading to? That's the whole point, I guess.
Okay.
So, gonna need to watch more of that. But yeah, go watch Legion. I think there's like 4 or 5 episodes out,
Yeah, I think so. I think they're up to 4. I think.
and it's probably a limited run, like 10 or something, that FX likes to do anyway. So
Yeah. Yeah.
yeah,
Remember,
check it.
you weren't real excited for that.
I wasn't, because it looks weird. It is weird, but I liked it way more than I think I should have, or that I thought I was going to.
Well, good.
It definitely made me go, okay, I want to see more of this, because I thought in the trailers have you seen like the trailer clip things?
Some.
It's like that. The show is like that, and you're like, what is going on? What time period is this?
Okay.
And there's moments of, you're like, is this the 60s? Because they got cell phones, but it's the 60s. They all look like they were in the 60s. And then in the back of my mind, I'm going, this is Legion. This has to be all in his head. This
Yeah.
has to be like a fever dream, because that's what it feels like. It feels like, I can't even think of it. Think of a weird director.
David Fincher.
Yeah, David Fincher, I guess. Who's the guy where all the shots are directly in the middle? Everything is, um, what is it? The Darjeeling Limited?
Oh, Darjeeling Unlimited.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Who's the director of that?
Yeah, ask me too quick. That's not Wes Anderson, is it?
Yes, okay, that's what I'm thinking.
Okay.
It looks like a Wes Anderson TV show, from top to bottom. The way, I mean, there's a musical in the middle of it where they're singing. It's weird.
Okay.
Maybe
Yeah.
I'm remembering it wrong. See, it feels like I did LSD during it. It's just so freaking weird. I'm pretty sure they sing at some point, or they move around like it's like a musical. It's just so weird. It's so weird.
Uh,
Yeah, it's like Wes Anderson. He's like, "Hey, you want to be my girlfriend?" Okay. Like, it's just so random, you know. Um,
Interesting.
just so awkward and random. But you'll see. You'll
Yeah.
see.
I totally meant David Lynch, not David Fincher. I had to
Oh,
confuse.
okay.
I
Yeah,
do that. I
yeah,
don't know why I confuse them.
yeah. But you'll see. Yeah, go watch Legion. I'm gonna finish it at some point. But yep. All right. So yeah, what other news we have? Because I think I've erased some of it accidentally.
They renewed Riverdale for a second season.
Yay!
Yeah, a good show, man.
So good.
It's a damn good show. I was really surprised when they were like, "We're gonna make a dark, edgy Veronica Mars-ish Archie." I was like, Are you out of your minds?"
Right. How
It's
far along are you?
I'm caught up.
I didn't. It's what day does it come on? Because I always get the DVR and I watch it like.
Thursday. Yeah, it's on Thursdays.
Oh, okay, okay. Yeah, I'm pretty sure I'm caught up. Yeah, it just seems like every episode there's like, well, how is he gonna get out of this, or how, wait, what's Jughead? Where is he staying? That kind of thing.
Yeah,
It's just really cool little endings, book notes, I guess. Uh, to it. I don't know. It's just really good. I've loved it from top to bottom. Um, let's see here. Yeah, go ahead and take the next one because I don't have that.
yeah. The Big Bang Theory. They're doing a prequel series based on Sheldon.
I
Uh,
did not know that.
yeah, yeah. Because they've been talking about one for a while, but they're finally gonna start moving forward with it.
Is he?
Uh,
Is it a different character or a different actor?
it is a different actor.
Oh,
They just cast Ian Armitage from Big Little Liars to play
okay.
young Sheldon, and they got Zoe Perry from Scandal to play his mom.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Um,
Didn't his mom? Isn't his? Who's his mom again?
what do you mean?
It, isn't there an actress like that plays his mom in the show?
Yeah.
So it's a different actress besides her.
Right. Well, because it's 20 years ago.
Oh, okay. Yeah, but a little boy and a grown man, I could see two different actors, but I don't
Sure.
know.
I don't know. Who knows?
I don't know. I just thought they could do the same one, but yeah.
Yeah.
If I was the actress in that show, I'd be like, hey, well, can we do some makeup, a little
Right. It's
CGI?
what are you guys trying to tell me here? I can't play a younger version of myself with a little makeup, really? Like,
Right, right. Okay, so it's gonna be a show about a little kid Sheldon.
yeah, which
How is
I think it's gonna tank because
It's
it's
terrible.
I mean it's a bad idea. The anecdotes and whatnot we get throughout the main show are fine. This
Right.
this is not gonna sell. It's not gonna work. This one I'm gonna kind of be sad about because I like The Big Bang Theory. I'm one of the weird nerds apparently who actually likes the show.
Oh no, I like it.
Yeah.
I just haven't seen it in forever. I'm so many seasons behind.
Yeah.
The thing is with Sheldon though is, at the beginning of the show he was one way, and by now he's still that way, but he has grown a lot. Like
He's yeah.
yeah, yeah, like
He's grown a whole lot.
yeah, he's totally grown as a character. So it's gonna be weird seeing a kid that has all of the same craziness as Sheldon that's not gonna learn a thing.
Right, who doesn't progress. Like there is no character
Right.
progression with that character.
Right.
So I
Like,
don't
or unless he's just like totally normal and he goes full geek by the end of it. But I don't think that's not how I thought it. I didn't think his character was like happy-go-lucky. Did what all the regular kids did, and then suddenly got into science. It
no,
always seemed like he
no.
was always that kid, right?
Yeah. Yeah, that's
Yeah.
the way
So I
you
don't.
know. Sheldon Sheldon was Sheldon until the Big Bang Theory started.
Right, right.
You know.
It's not going to open with him playing little pee wee football or something, right? Like,
Right. And I mean it's gonna start with him being exactly as obnoxious and everything as he was at the beginning of the Big Bang Theory and not growing. Like there is no character progression there because there is no you've already hit you don't go up until we get to the main series. So
right.
there's no lower that you can get and then work up to being where he was at the start of the main show.
Right. If anything, if you're going to end the Big Bang Theory and you're going to spin a character out of it, pick an existing character and then take that actor and like Sheldon move to, Orlando and have a show about that,
Yeah.
or something. Doesn't have to be Sheldon because he's kind of the main character. Any of the side characters. Um, I don't know. Like, but isn't that how normal these shows get spun off? They pick a
Right,
random character.
yeah, we got because from Cheers we got Frasier,
Exactly.
and that actually worked. Remember from Friends we got Joey, and nobody remembers that because that show was awful and it got canceled. But yeah, that's the idea. You take one of the characters who isn't one of the mains, or one
Right.
of like the one or two lead actual leads, and
Right.
they get their own spin-off show. That's exactly how that works. I mean, Trapper John from MASH was another one. Like that
Right.
was a lot of people forget Trapper John was a MASH spin-off.
Well, what about like who would they? Maybe like the comic book store owner or something. Like
Yeah,
have a
give out.
show about him.
Sure, I'll take a Stewart show. Why not?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. It'd be funny. He's a funny dude. Um,
It would be interesting.
yeah.
It would be a fun little conceit and setup. You
And
know.
you could always have them come in and guest star, and everyone cheer when they walk in the door.
Oh sure.
Yeah, I could see that over a young Sheldon. It all depends. Who knows? Maybe they have something where they're like, "Hey, we wanted to do a sitcom. Well, let's take an existing property and let's make the boy a child of the existing." Who knows, man? Who knows? I'm curious to see who else would be in that.
Yeah,
I
I
think
don't.
it's something really funny as the dad or something. I don't know. Could be fun. It could be. Who knows?
Yeah.
Like if they were like Zach Galifianakis plays the dad. You know?
You know what? All right, then I'd watch.
Right,
Then I
Jeff.
would watch. Absolutely.
Right, Jeff Goodman or something. I don't know. I don't think he could play any other TV dad. He's just too iconic.
John Goodman.
John Goodman. What did I say? Jeff? Oh my
Yeah.
gosh.
You were
No,
thinking Jeff Bridges, I think, at the same time.
no, no. I was thinking John Goodman, but I was no. I don't know.
Although if they could get Jeff Bridges to play the dad, I'd watch the hell out of that too.
Yeah. Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. Absolutely. Tom Arnold. Just kidding.
Oh dear God, Jesus, no.
He was in Trailer Park Boys.
Yeah,
Oh man, him and Snoop Dogg. What a ridiculous show.
yeah. Man, I go back and forth on Tom Arnold. Like sometimes I really can't stand him, and sometimes I really like him.
Oh yeah, I loved him in the Trailer Park Boys stuff when he's
Yeah,
just playing himself and he's just like, "This is so ridiculous. I'm living a fantasy." Like, nothing makes sense and nothing matters. Like he's just so funny.
yeah.
But yeah, other times I'm like, "Yeah, you're not funny."
I'm like, oh my God, you're Tom Arnold. That's right.
Right, right, right. Oh yeah.
Uh, Tom Arnold is the poster boy for not drinking caffeine.
Yeah,
Like
exactly.
Tom Arnold is like caffeine personified. Forget Mr. Caffeine from E3 years ago. Like
Right.
that's Tom Arnold, and I apologize for anybody who had any PTSD flashbacks to Mr. Caffeine because it was awful. But
I don't remember that.
oh, consider yourself lucky. He did one of the not main, like it wasn't a mic. It was, I forget if it was Ubisoft or EA. I think it was Ubisoft before they got Aisha Tyler. And
Oh, okay.
this dude was bad. Oh, I
Oh,
mean
I'm
this
looking
dude.
at GIFs and it's
Oh,
just terrible
oh,
looking.
it's oh my God, it's so bad. You
Hmm.
almost have to watch some of it if you don't remember it or if you haven't seen it. Watch some of it just so anytime anybody says Mr. Caffeine, you'll understand why people start throwing things. It's
Oh yeah, he does this thing where he waves a thing in his face.
yeah.
What a what a
It's
weirdo.
awful. Oh, and the audio is great because he lost the crowd so fast,
Oh
and
wow.
it went bad. Oh, did it go bad? Oh yes. Oh yeah. Oh, it's kind of worth watching now. Like like watching it at the time, you're like, oh my God, this is just a disaster.
Yeah, that looks terrible.
Yeah, but give it a watch sometime. I'm sure it's on YouTube somewhere. It's just oh,
Oh yeah.
you look back at it and it's like the train wreck you don't feel bad about watching. Yeah.
Oh man, that's
Yeah.
funny.
That was fun.
All right. Well, again, we will be back. Again, you're listening to We Geek Podcast on the N.FM. We'll see you guys all in a minute. Welcome back to We Geek Podcast on the N.FM. And where were we? I have here in my notes a Talking with Chris Hardwick is a new show.
Yeah,
Um,
because he doesn't freaking have enough of these things.
yeah, how many shows does he have now?
Well, I mean he's got At Midnight, he's got Talking Dead, He's got Fear the Talking Dead. He had Talking Bad, but it went away. I just I and this the interesting thing is like this is supposed to air during the Walking Dead's off season. I thought that was when Fear the Walking Dead aired.
It does.
So is this going to be like in place of, because it's going to be like it's almost going to be just like kind of straight up talk showy. It's not going to be themed of sorts.
Maybe Fear the Walking Dead just doesn't have the same kind of audience that Walking Dead has.
I think that's probably it.
Yeah. So this is going to keep people, be like, oh, well, this is something I want to watch, because it's just not going to be people talking about something I just watched.
Right.
So it's be like, oh, they're going to have, I don't know, some random celebrity. Maybe it has something to do with it. Who knows? But hey, man, that's Chris Hardwick. One thing he was able to do is talk.
Yeah. I mean, that's pretty much my only talent. And, that bastard stole my career. So, no, love to him. Like, he really set the bar for, like, what you can do with a podcast. Like, I know we've had so much that's happened since, with Serial and things like that, but I mean, Chris was a comedian who started a podcast that gained traction, and he parlayed that into a hell of a career. Like, right. I mean what he's done off the back of
an empire,
the Nerdist empire, basically. Yeah, it's
right.
Like it's a hell of a thing.
Yeah, it's really crazy to see what it's come into. Yeah, I mean, I got to catch up. And that's the thing is the Nerdist, how many different podcasts they have now.
Yeah, they've got so many. I didn't know they had a writers podcast. I didn't know that. Yeah.
Yeah, they have a ton. I just subscribed to the main one because I'm like, okay, cool. I want to hear what John Hamm's up to. And
yeah, they do. Like, that was great because it was just like an hour and a half, and it was just an interview with somebody who was always cool.
Oh yeah, my favorite are when he gets like Patrick Stewart in there or Ian McKellen.
Yeah.
Like when they they're just talking, and like my favorite is when it's 5 minutes in and they're like, oh, are we doing this?
Yeah, like, did we start? Oh yeah, we started already. It's like, oh, okay, great. So what were we talking about? The one time you shat your pants on stage. Oh, right, that. So
right. Yeah, it was interesting. Like I said with like Patrick Stewart, where he paints a picture of like Patrick Stewart gets into like what happened in his childhood and his father coming back from war and all this crazy stuff that you're never going to get on the Conan O'Brien show or the late night show or any of these, shows where they're there for 5 minutes and half the time they have to plug something. This is like, real stuff. Ian McKellen, he was, one of the first people to come out of the closet back in the day. And it was just interesting to hear his story and his perspective of, back then and what that was like and whatnot. Just really cool stuff.
Yeah, and they're always good interviews. The only one that ever went wrong was Harrison Ford, and it was and Chris owned up to it that it was all his fault. Like he got so tongue tied because
I didn't hear that one.
Yeah, you can tell that Chris is not on his game. Like, he's so because it's Harrison goddamn Ford.
Right.
And he's just he can't make the words right. It just doesn't work for him, and it's painful. It's kind of painful, and he owned it. Like, in the next, I forget if it was like the next week or somewhere later on, they had a guest who asked him, was like, have you ever really been starstruck or asked him something like that? He was like, oh my god, one time, and told the story about the interview. And he's like, and it was awful. It was the worst interview ever because I couldn't hold it together.
Yeah, it's great. Yeah, he's good. What was I gonna say? He's had J.J. Abrams on it. He's had
everybody.
He's had everybody. Did you hear the one with his father?
Yeah, that was yeah, because it wasn't too long before he passed too.
Right. Oh yeah, it was like a few months
Yeah.
after you know, his father passed away. Oh yeah, I know what I was gonna say, and then I just forgot it. Fuck. Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. His one of my favorite things, and it's one of my pet peeves about him. It's not a pet peeve, it's just one thing I notice. He's constantly bragging. Or what do you call that when
Humble
you
brag, I think is what you're
humble
looking for.
brag?
Yeah.
He talks about someone he's met. Well, I was just out golfing, and he doesn't say golfing, but you know what I mean. Like he was
Yeah.
like, I was just the other day talking to blah blah blah. He'll just name drop constantly, and I
Yeah.
love that the other guys on the show, when it's just a regular podcast and no one special on, they're constantly calling him out on it
Oh
and
yeah.
giving him a hard time, and he knows he does it. I think that's great.
Yeah.
Um, but it's always funny to me because I'm like, here it is, there it is. No, I'll go,
That's
there it is,
that's
and they'll
it.
say something. They'll be like, ah, he's your fancy dinners and
Yeah.
yeah.
I
So
love. I think.
I think that's cool, especially when Will Wheaton's on, because he will give him the hardest
Oh,
time.
Will just destroys him. It's
Yeah,
fantastic. Well, because they've been friends forever.
right, right.
They've known each other for most of their lives, I think. So it's just it's just like having a fourth on there.
Right.
But yeah, no, I think my one of my favorites was the first time Tom Hanks was on,
Oh yeah.
because that was just such a real, like, they're all real conversations. But to listen to Tom Hanks just kind of flit from one topic to the next, like,
Oh, I need to go check that out because it's been years since I've been listening to him, and some of them have just kind of gone, just I forgot about or whatever.
yeah,
I need to go back
oh, this is
and
crazy.
listen.
Say
Max
good.
Brooks was another one,
Yeah,
or was it Mel Brooks? No, he interviewed Mel Brooks. That's what it
he
was.
did. He's done both.
That's right. That's right. But I think Mel was the one that stuck out
Mel
with him
was
talking.
it's hysterical because Mel is like 412
Yeah.
and sharper and funnier than I could ever even hope to be.
Oh yeah, just sharp as a tack during the
Yeah,
podcast.
like it's crazy.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. And J.J. Abrams too. It was cool. And Kathy Kennedy. All the it was just
Yeah,
those are so awesome. Chris Pratt. It's really cool.
They-
It's always funny when he's interviewing someone for the first time and they're like, oh, we're starting, like,
yeah,
oh, this
yeah.
is just a conversation, we're not even, it's just that it's such a cool concept that I'm glad is getting some TV time, because I would love an hour of that.
Oh yeah,
Just
totally.
just him sitting down with somebody, and he could totally be another inside the actor studios for nerds.
That's kind of what the Nerdist podcast was. That was the best. Thank you. That was like,
Yeah.
I'm trying to find a way to describe this, and that's exactly it. It's basically like it's basically like inside the nerd studio.
Right, right. It's less formal, but it's they get real, and they start talking about things, and it's cool.
Yeah,
Um.
I love.
So yeah, man.
Yeah, I loved when they had Patrick Stewart and his son on. Do you
Oh
remember
man, I
that one?
didn't hear that one.
Oh, that was great because it was a live show. It was one of the
Oh,
ones they
okay.
did live, I think, and it was Patrick and his son,
hmm
and that was a great episode.
Oh, okay. I gotta check that out. No,
Yeah,
I haven't heard
God, I
that
want to
one.
go. Oh, see, now I want to go back through on their website or on iTunes. Just be like, I remembered that one and that one and that one and that one and that one.
Yeah,
Because
yeah,
they're
definitely.
so good. The Daniel Radcliffe episode was good. There's
I
just
didn't hear that one.
oh, it's great because he talks about how much he loves American football.
Oh, really?
Because he got big into fantasy football when he came over here.
Oh,
It's yeah. See,
I could see that happening. I could see that really getting people into football, that especially from England, that would probably like scoff at it, like, ha ha ha, what are they doing?
yeah.
Um,
But he got into fantasy football and just got hooked.
Oh yeah, that'll do it. That will turn anyone into a football fan.
Yeah.
Suddenly you know everyone's name, but you don't really care. You have no team. That's what I say. Oh man, see, that's another thing. I think that kills a real fan. Because I'm sitting there, I'm rooting for the Packers, but I'm like, well, if the other team, whoever's on the other team is doing it, like if they get like 2, 3 touchdowns, I'm winning fantasy.
Right.
So who am I rooting for? Like that's why, it's made people more aware of all the players, and it's made people watch more football, so it's good. But at the same time, I think the old school fans are like, no, I'm only watching this team on Sunday, and That's it. Dedicating my football, football watching to them.
Yeah.
I can't even imagine being one of the guys that have to see every game.
No, my God, whenever we go to Thanksgiving, we go to a friend of our family's house, and like their entire family is basically their own league.
Oh
And
wow.
it's to sit around and listen to them talk is like, this is why I can't do fantasy football, because this is just giving me a headache.
Right,
Like
right. Oh
I
yeah, there's
can't
so many
do it.
rules and
Yeah, I don't have the head for it. I don't.
oh yeah.
It would
But
make me crazy.
I used to do it with one group chat that I'm in, but it just turns everybody on each other. And I'm like, you guys, you know what? I'd rather be playing a PlayStation game while you guys rack your brains on who should you should start and who you should bench and who you should trade. I mean, it's a game. It's a video game. It's what it is.
Yeah.
But it doesn't interest me at all, And it gets real, just crazy, especially when money's on the line.
Yeah, that's definitely where I bow out. Like I don't mind like if I want to jump in something and just be like, I'll give this a shot for a week or two, but when it's like, oh yeah, and we're doing this for like a cash prize, and I'm like, oh, I know what people do on the internet for money. I don't want any part of this.
Right, right. Oh yeah, they get really into it. But I mean, there's leagues where you're spending thousands of dollars,
Mm-hmm.
and with hopes that you're gonna win a whole
Yeah.
bunch. Yeah. All right, where were we? The Nerdist.
Star Trek Discovery.
Yeah.
Cast somebody in the show that will never be seen. Uh,
Right, right. I saw this online today, and then I just saw someone with a picture. I think it was Worf. It was like, what about him?
yeah.
Just make him the captain.
Yeah, right. Poor
Right.
Worf. Yeah, they got Jason Isaacs from Awake, who's gonna play the captain, who will not be the central figure of the show.
He is Lucius Malfoy.
Yes, he
That's
is.
crazy.
Yeah, I knew I recognized him, but I didn't.
I googled him and I was like, oh, the guy
Yeah,
from Harry Potter.
I totally forgot because of the hair. Like I didn't. Yeah,
And he's the dad in The Patriot.
yeah. Oh yeah, that's right. God, there's a movie I haven't seen in a while.
Yeah. He's always played a bad guy, but I guess he's gonna play a good guy in this one, huh?
Well, maybe
Well, maybe. Yeah, exactly.
he could
Jesus,
be a
what the heck?
jerk. You never know.
Right. That's true.
And
He
given
could be a
that the
jerk.
show's been delayed 12 times to be released on CBS's on-demand service, I don't think we'll ever know either.
We should go audition for that show just for the fun of it.
Right? Like I would, like just
Yeah.
like I'm sorry I'm late, but I know you guys haven't started yet. So.
Right. 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 Yeah. That would
What
be
are you
great.
auditioning for? What do you have? Like,
Right. Name my character Chris Hardwick just for fun.
he just sits. Oh no, he took over the bar from Guinan, didn't he? Oh my god.
Right. That's funny.
Oh boy.
Let's see. What other news do we got here for TV news?
Time Warner did something interesting,
Oh yeah.
which is not a phrase I'm used to saying, but they they have announced that coming later in the spring, they're doing they're going to do a subscription service,
Okay.
a Netflix style subscription service for $5 a month, and it's going to be Boomerang. It's going to be all their old Hanna-Barbera and Looney Tunes and MGM animation.
Oh, so you can just pick any.
Yeah, it's $5 a month, and it's Jetsons, Flintstones, Looney Tunes, all that.
Well, that'd
Tom
be
and
interesting.
Jerry. Like I'm down for $5 a month. Hell yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I wonder what parent though would go. Would I have Netflix that has a million cartoons?
Yeah, but it doesn't have these cartoons.
I know. I'm just trying to think of the laziness and cheapness of parents compared to them going, well, I could give them quality cartoons. Nah, we'll do the Mickey Mouse Club.
Right.
Like, I can totally see parents doing that. That's why I'm wondering if that's what they were kind of deciding. Like,
Yeah,
do we
yeah.
attach it to a network or?
Well, and I mean, here's the thing. Like, this is just another way of them saying, look, we understand people are cutting cords, and one of the big things about Netflix is Netflix Kids. Like, I
Hmm.
mean, that's I think that when we talk about Marvel and all the movies that they do and everything, we forget that Netflix has a huge kids content library that they're always
That's
adding
true.
to. So I think Time Warner looked at that and said, you know what? we've got a warehouse full of cartoons.
Hmm.
Why don't we do like a Netflix for our old stuff? Because I mean, this is Tom and Jerry and the Flintstones and Bugs Bunny. Like, yeah,
Right.
like I want this. I'll do that. Sure.
Well, there you go. Yeah.
Give me just tell me that there's like old Tex Avery cartoons on here too. Give me that. I want to be able to watch this and go and say, God, I remember watching Toonheads when I was 6. You stayed up for the Owl Jolson cartoons and everything. That's what I want.
Yeah, man. It's Tex Avery. You're going back.
I mean, those were I I ran the gamut with cartoons. I had Nicktoons, and then I had all the old Cartoon Network stuff. And I mean, it was Looney Tunes, it was Droopy, it was Tom and Jerry. I mean, we all had all that stuff growing up.
Right. I think Tex Avery stuff just kind of bled into the Looney Tunes
Right, it was all
stuff for me.
yeah, because it was all those same old. It was all serials. It was just those all like 8, 10, 12 minute cartoons.
I just remember a fox whistling at a girl.
Yeah, although, yeah.
Just that's
When
what
they were like, here's how we do Red Riding Hood, and you watch those now, and you're like, oh my god, I watched those when I was a child. Like,
right.
you're like, oh my god, I saw this when I was 5. What the hell?
And there always seemed to be old famous actors in it that I didn't know who they were trying to mock.
Man, it's the only way I knew Jimmy Durante. Like,
Yeah,
because they had him the same thing, a big giant nose.
Yeah, yeah, exactly.
Like he was in all of those, or somebody doing Jimmy Durante was in all of those, or they just reused the same clip over and over again. But that was that they oh man, they had the birds doing swing, you had yeah. See, now the more I'm talking about this, the more I can't wait for this because those were awesome. I miss those.
Yeah.
Give me that back. I want that.
When does that come out?
They were saying they're shooting for late spring. They said.
Oh, okay.
So we're not quite sure if it'll be during rabbit season or duck season.
Well, there we go. All right. Well, you are listening to We Geek Podcast on the N.FM, and we'll be right back. See you in a minute. Welcome back to We Geek Podcast on the N.FM. And where were we? I think we're pretty much done with movie and TV news. I saw that Jason Momoa is going to be in the Just Cause movie, but I think that was the only thing left. Did we talk about this last week about him like floating around in a fish tank?
No, I don't think so.
Oh, did you see this
Yeah, maybe.
teaser thing that the director put out? And it's like him as Aquaman in the water.
Yeah, I saw that.
Well, he didn't put it out. I guess someone recorded it really fast while he was showing them, like, this is our Aquaman, you know.
Okay, sure. Like I'm sorry, but after Suicide Squad, like that more or less killed what I was looking forward to for everything else from DC, and then the mess that's been going on with the Batman. I'm just like,
Right.
these guys don't have their shit together. It doesn't.
It just
seem
looked like Roman Reigns fell in a fish tank.
Oh Jesus, no.
No, that's literally what it looked like.
Well, okay,
Yeah.
so we know Aquaman wins at the end of the movie. Fine.
Yeah, right. Pretty much. I mean, he's
In his new sneakers.
right. Yeah. What was that all about?
I don't. Oh, I don't want to know.
Yeah.
I don't want to know.
Well, let's get into some video game news here. We have the PS4 Plus announcement. They had the gold ones. Did we talk about those last week?
Yes. Yes. They were in the notes. I think we talked about them.
Okay. Cool. They were really good games. I just remember them being good games.
Yeah.
The ones for this month is Disc Jam for the PlayStation 4, which is I've actually played this. I had the code for it a few weeks ago. And it's Windjammers, just made by someone else. Legitimately Windjammers.
Okay.
Like, this is them with the disc, verbatim. You're throwing it to the other side. They got to catch it, throw it, that sort of thing. It is Windjammers. But it's called Disc Jam because I guess they
Well,
don't want
because
a copyright strike.
remember they're doing a Windjammers like HD Turbo Ultra remix. Remember?
Right, right. This is, and I believe what they're doing with the Windjammers is more like
They're
it's gonna look retro, where this looks more 3D modeled.
right. Like this is an actual like they made that game pretty much, but now.
And it's fun. I mean, this could go the way of oh, what's the one with the oh, God? My sorry. I'll be totally honest. I have a total headache, so my mind isn't working straight. Rocket League is the game I was thinking of.
Yeah.
So yeah, this could go the way of Rocket League. It looks like it. This is it because it's not out yet, and this would be its release, just like Rocket League,
Oh,
where they're like, hey,
interesting.
we can get
Okay.
people playing it for free,
Yeah.
and then they could tell everybody about it, and then like Rocket League down the road, where if you miss that month, hey, $15 or $20, okay, I'm in.
Yeah,
So
you better be good though if you're, because I mean that's the thing for games like this that want to try that model. Rocket League set the bar impossibly high.
yeah, Rocket League was a lot more fun to play than this. This was fun, but I didn't have anyone to play it with.
Yeah.
I was
Yeah.
playing against strangers online, and it wasn't, it's not like I could get, yeah, it just wasn't, oh no, what am I talking about? I played with my buddy Sean, but when he wasn't on, I couldn't,
Right.
I was playing with strangers and just got my ass kicked. But it was fun. So, if you're into Windjammers, you would love this. Um, there's Tearaway Unfolded for the PlayStation 4. Why is it not for Vita as well? It has to be for Vita as well.
It
I mean,
didn't
that was
say.
originally a Vita game.
Yeah, I thought it was interesting because it didn't say.
That's that's fucking dumb because you would imagine the Vita would be the best version. Like, have you seen what that game's all about?
No, I have not.
It is specifically made for the Vita because it knows where your fingers are at on the back of the Vita, and the whole game is played by that.
Okay.
So it's on the PlayStation 4, which doesn't make any sense. But I mean, I imagine they mapped things differently in how you play it, but that's why it's called Tearaway. I think you like tear part of the world or whatever. I saw a demo of it, and they're literally moving their fingers in the back, and that's how it works. So I don't know.
Okay.
Anyway,
Interesting. Yeah, I might have seen. I think I might have seen that during an E3 at some point, maybe. But
right. It was the one game that really took that feature, which is pointless, and did something with it.
Good for them.
Yeah. Under Night in Birth for PlayStation 3. Earth Defense Force 2025 for the PlayStation 3.
Sure.
Lumo, PlayStation Vita, Crossbuy for PlayStation 4, and Severed for PlayStation Vita, which is amazing.
Yeah, that was good. Like that was one I saw a lot of. Sorry about the yawning. It's 2 in the morning. But
Yeah.
no, that was one that I saw like a lot of good stuff about. So
Yeah. Yep. Yeah. Severed. They won a few awards, but I forgot what it was for. But oh no. Yeah, it wasn't the award show, but I don't think it won. I don't know. It's good. Go play it. Injustice 2. Dr. Fate was revealed for the upcoming sequel.
Yeah. Okay. Great. Another. Like I don't know. Like I just. Whatever.
Wasn't he in the last one?
There was he made a cameo, I think, or the helmet was part of a sequence or something. I think I don't know. He was part of like one of the level transitions, I think, or something.
Oh, okay. Yeah, because I thought I remembered him in it, but you're right. He probably was like a statue or like in the background somewhere.
Yeah, it was something like that.
Yeah.
But okay. I mean, it doesn't like I don't know. It didn't really grab me watching the gameplay. I was like, whatever.
Right. Didn't get me excited like Swamp Thing or something.
Nah.
But I love that they're getting outside of the norm. They're getting outside of their wheelhouse.
Right. I like that they're reaching. It's like, well, we got Dr. Fate, who I don't think a lot of people know. That's fair. We've got Swamp Thing, who like that's big for hardcore comics fans, and even people like I think Swamp Thing is something that people know. They just don't know that they know.
Right.
Like that's a thing everybody's heard of. You're like Swamp Thing. They're like, oh yeah, with like the seaweed and everything, right? Kind of thing.
Hmm.
Like that's something everybody nobody knows anything else about him, but they all kind of come up with a similar image in their head when they hear it.
Right, right. Like I remember people were talking about in the trailer, like he's got wings, and I was like, yes, he's got so many crazy things.
Yeah.
Like he is the Green. He is arguably probably the strongest character on that roster that could do damage. You know, he could kill everything if he wanted to,
Yeah.
humans in an instant. Um, but yeah, that's a crazy roster. Um, oh, okay. So we got let's look at the roster real fast. We got Aquaman. Who's the big red guy? For the Lantern.
Atrocitus.
Atrocitus, Bane, Batman, Black Canary, Blue Beetle, Brainiac, Catwoman, Cheetah, Cyborg, Darkseid, Deadshot, Doctor Fate, Flash, Gorilla Grodd, Green Lantern. Which Green Lantern is it?
I think it's Hal again.
It's Hal. Oh, it's. Oh, I thought they'd switch it up. Which I guess makes sense. I don't know if they was in the last one, but whatever. Um, Harley Quinn, Poison Ivy, or maybe it's Green Lantern you could swap out like John Stewart or
Yeah,
something.
well, because I mean that was what they did with the first Injustice.
Oh, they
Was
did. Oh,
yeah,
I
was
forgot.
it John Stewart was a different costume.
Gotcha.
I
That
think I
makes sense.
think I think I remember that right.
It'd be cool if they changed up the constructs as well, like the army construction guy or whatever, and then the other guy,
Right.
um, or like Kyle, where it's like weird comic book characters and shit. Robin, Scarecrow, Supergirl, Swamp Thing, Superman, and Wonder Woman. Um, uh, Skins, Reverse Flash, and Power Girl were shown. So who knows? I mean, I'm curious who they're gonna do next.
Yeah, I want to see. I don't know. Like Swamp Thing was kind of my big one. Was like that would be awesome, and they did it. So like
Yeah.
anything else after this is just a plus.
Right, right. This would be cool on the Switch. I saw that um, he put out um, on Twitter like a survey. What system would you rather Injustice 2 be on, Vita or the Switch?
And I'll bet Switch probably won.
Yeah, Switch one. Well, obviously Vita. I love my Vita, but it's a dead system. It's
Yeah,
cool if it came out on it, for the people who own a Vita, of course.
yeah,
But I see them, if they have to pick one, they're going to choose the one that's going to have more interest, you know.
yeah.
Um, which is cool, dude. I would totally pick that up on. Now it's gonna be weird because now we're gonna come to the time where I have to decide what system I'm gonna buy a game on. I think for the most part, the big AAA, of course, are gonna be the PlayStation.
Yeah, those like the Call of Duties and everything, and something like whatever the next Elder Scrolls is going to be, or
Right.
Fallout. Those are
Right.
still going to be Sony or Microsoft. Take your pick.
Yes, I think the indie games are going to be just king on Switch for me. I'm going to not buy them on PlayStation anymore and just get them for the Switch because that's something I can sit on the toilet, just walk around, do whatever the house. I bought Shovel Knight on it again for the millionth
I
time.
was gonna say
But
you
this
have
one,
like 8 copies of that game now.
I really do. I have it on PC on Steam. I have it on PlayStation, which is cross-buy with the Vita. I have it on the 3DS, and now I have it on this because it's such a good game. It really is, and now it has where you can play as any of the characters, and there's two DLC packs for it,
Okay.
where one of them is a whole new game thing with Spectre Knight, and the other one is where you play as one of the other knights. I forget who it was, like Plague Knight or something like that.
Nice.
But it's that I needed something to after playing Breath of the Wild for however many hours I did. I needed to cleanse the palate, and Shovel Knight's kind of the perfect game to do that with anything, because it's
True.
so old school.
Yeah, very
Um,
true.
where were we at? Oh yeah, Injustice. That's gonna be the one where I don't know. That would I think be better on the PlayStation, but to play that like on the go would be pretty neat too.
Yeah, but it's a fighting game, so
Yeah, yeah.
I'm gonna need. I'm not.
Solid connection.
Yeah, yeah. I'm not purist enough to need a fight stick, because I suck
No.
at fighting games. But like I need a controller. I couldn't do it on the Switch.
I like the loot stuff. I like that at the end of every match you win something.
Yeah, well, because you can customize your armor.
Yeah.
Like,
Oh yeah.
it looks like that's going to be largely cosmetic.
No, a lot of it has to do with the speed and everything else.
Oh, so it is stat based. Okay.
It is stat based. So yeah,
Interesting.
and I think it's supposed to rank you when you go in to say, okay, what kind of stats does he have?
Okay. Well, yeah, you have to balance that.
Right. And then
Sure.
of course there's tournament mode. It's different modes when you go online. So like you can play strictly no BS this character versus this character, or you can play the characters that you've built out.
Right. Sure.
And you can see, oh wait, I went up against this guy and this is what he had. Oh shit, I need to buy. I need not buy, but I need to get that set. So I need to keep playing.
Nice.
That's the whole idea.
Yeah.
Which is cool. Hey, you're bringing something into the fighting games where before people would be like, okay, I played enough of this. Everyone else is better. I'm just gonna move on. Or it's like, oh no, this is kind of like Destiny, where like, oh, I suck at shooters, but this is kind of fun with the
Right.
loot. So perfect, genius, total genius.
Huzzah.
Huzzah! So it'd be cool to see what they do with the Mortal Kombat stuff with that as well. In the next Mortal Kombat.
Yeah.
Man, driving around listening to that soundtrack recently, it is crazy.
Oh yeah, which one?
Well, I shouldn't say soundtrack, just the song. Like a crazy person the other day, I was just so much energy, and I was like, I'm gonna put on the Mortal Kombat, and then suddenly you hear it, and you're back in the mood, and you're like, yes, I'm gonna pay all my bills in the next hour driving around. It's just, it gets you going. It does. It's good music.
Just there's a sitcom shot for you. Dude's in his car, bumping along to the Mortal Kombat theme, and you're like, man, this guy is hyped. Where is he going? And you pull up to the cable company and drop the bill in the slot. And you get back the sound all drops, and you just thunk, and you get back in the car and crank it up. Mortal Kombat.
Right, exactly. Right. It's what I imagine cocaine's like in music form. That's what people thought when they saw me. But yeah, it was. Oh man, it's a good song. It really is, especially for the time. You think about that time period.
Yeah, it is kind of interesting. That song really actually has held up well.
Oh yeah, it is total EDM to the. You could be a famous DJ doing a huge show, and suddenly you drop that song. Mortal Kombat, everyone would lose their minds because everyone in that place is in their 20s or 30s, and they know Mortal Kombat. They grew up with it.
Yeah.
I remember when Pokemon Go first came out, and a guy did that with Pokemon any other time I maybe would lose it. You would think maybe some people would be like, "What's going on?" They lost their shit.
Well,
Because
sure.
it was right in the heat of Pokemon Go.
Absolutely,
and everyone there was just so excited. You could do that with Power Rangers. Power Rangers has such an awesome rock ballad.
I'm telling you, man. And there's there've been some OC remixes for Power Rangers that are just awesome.
What do you mean?
You don't know OC Remix?
No, I'm an idiot.
Oh, go look it up. OC Remix is basically like a free. It's almost like free hosting for anybody who is like, hey, look, we took music from a video game and remixed it.
Oh, okay. Overclock Remix.
Yeah, Overclock Remix. Oh man, there's so much good stuff on there. Holy shit.
Oh, that's cool.
Oh, it's amazing.
You know what? This is so sad to say. That's what made me buy that Power Rangers game that's out right now.
Oh yeah, that's all.
The music. I was watching the trailer and I was like,
yeah.
Oh my god, if this is in the game, that's all I want. That's all I want. And it's barely in it. Like it's in there, but not as like, it's not just the power ballad that the Power Rangers song is.
Yeah, it's so 90s.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Well, they don't do anything like that anymore. That's what kind of pisses me off.
No, shows don't have themes like that anymore. Like
no.
It's it's funny. I was thinking about that the other day. I was like, oh, there's not, because I was watching Friends and I was like, oh yeah, if you started that up, everybody would know that. But to any, Family Guy has it, but it's been around for a while. The Big Bang Theory has it, but it's been around a little while. Like they're not, quick. What's the theme for Two Broke Girls?
Well, I
And,
mean, I don't
and
want
if
to,
any,
so I have no idea.
yeah, but I bet even people who watch it probably couldn't tell you. So I mean, I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, I couldn't tell you Westworld. It's just music now.
Right? It's not a theme. Like, give me, because I mean, the Cheers theme is iconic. Like that's
Lost
what.
kind of changed that because it's just like this
Yeah.
thing.
Yeah.
Like X-Files was huge. That song when that hits,
Right.
that could be another one that a DJ plays and everyone would lose their shit.
Oh, I'd love to hear a remix with the X Files theme. Oh hell
Or
yeah.
X-Men. That's a classic.
uh,
Oh man, well we gotta take a quick break. When we get back, we'll get more into video game news. We'll talk about Fastlane, Switch, and Logan. Again, you're listening to We Geek Podcast on the N.FM, and we will see you guys all in a minute. Welcome back to We Geek Podcast on the N.FM, and done with game news. Well, let's get into first. I guess I'll talk about Breath of the Wild for a minute.
yeah, tell me about it. Give me some of that, and tell me a little about the Switch. What am I missing?
The Switch. Well, if you got a Wii U, play Breath of the Wild on the Wii U for now. The Switch is great. I see a lot of people on the internet having issues with the left Joy-Con. I honestly play mostly portable. I put in the Switch just a few times in the cradle because I like playing mobile. So I haven't had any issues like everyone else. I haven't had any issues with the screen. I understand some people are sliding it and it's going against the plastic, and that could potentially be an issue. I saw that they are not selling the dock anymore separately, so that tells me that they are going to redo something with the. Honestly, what I did is I took, because once I saw the news, I was like, oh well, I'll do something about this. So I took a little piece of cloth that I normally use to clean the devices, put it right inside of it, and just taped it real fast. So it looks fine. I don't really care. It's in case I do slide it in there, it goes right against the fabric. So anyway, I love it. The screen looks amazing. The interface it's plain, but I guess it's because it's so smooth that it has to be plain Jane. And I do kind of miss the music that you would get when you turn on the 3DS and go into the store and stuff like that. None of that's there. It's all just no bullshit. I'm sure there's a Wii maker in there, like where you make your Mii's,
Yeah.
but I didn't see it. No, actually I did, but I didn't get into it. I just picked what's his name? I picked oh man, the guy from Animal Crossing.
I couldn't help you, man. I don't know.
Raccoon. Oh man, I forget his name.
Sure.
Oh, Tom Nook. Okay, I picked Tom Nook because he just looked very chill. So anyway, got Breath of the Wild, Shovel Knight, Breath of the Wild. I guess what everyone's talking about. It is so far one of my favorite games I've played in a very long time. It's honestly everything they're hyping it up to be. I know it's cliche to say, like, when they're like, hey, you see that mountain over there? You can go over there. You can of course do that in this game and a million others. But what makes this different is I it's little things that surprise me when you're in the wild. You're like, oh shit, I didn't mean to climb that tree, but I'm starting to climb this tree. That means I can climb trees. What can I climb? You can climb everything.
Really?
Everything. Everything in the game. Everything is you can go and do it. There's no like invisible barrier where it's like you're not supposed to go here yet. The only time that happens is when you get killed. Straight up one shotted. You're like, oh shit, I need to go the other direction.
Right.
um little things like I was running around and uh the one of the ogre guys goes back to go they light their torches on fire and stuff. And I had my torch on fire and I accidentally swung it at them and lit everything on fire around. All the grass started catching on fire. And I accidentally hit the jump button, which is the parachute. And then I just shot up in the sky. Because of course that's what happens when an updraft.
Sure, all the warmer you made your own little thermal. Oh,
That's how weird it is.
that's
Yeah, and that's how
badass.
it's like you're constantly being surprised by things. Like I'm going
Nice.
through, I haven't gone through a real dungeon yet. I don't think I've gone through minor ones because there's
Right.
a ton of little ones in the game, and I feel like I solve a lot of them by accident. Where I'm like, no, that probably wasn't supposed to happen that way, but God, it did, and I got through it, and I think that's the whole idea of this. It's to explore and that's what I played Horizons, and I'm sure they're getting a lot of comparisons, but they're very different. Horizons very AAA, very you know, you know, very just one way. Where this just seems, it's like, oh shit, there's a lot of familiar, but at the same time, there's just this. I don't know how to explain it. It's got that just Nintendo. It makes you want to keep playing and not stop and wake up 3 hours early before work to jump into it, and it's just great. It's really good.
Nice.
I bought the Switch because I want to play a lot of indie games in the future. Talked about this before. A lot of Nintendo first party games. So it was a no brainer for me. If you're wanting to hold off, hold off. Who knows? By Christmas, I'm sure they will have a ton of cool games out. A lot of indie games. Mario will be out. We'll have Zelda. Maybe some surprises. Who knows? A Pokemon. Who knows? So it's not necessarily something you need to go out and get. But I think it's the perfect system for someone who already owns an Xbox, a PC, or a PlayStation.
Cool.
Because if you own all three, if you own one of those, then you're pretty much playing all the same stuff. This is going to offer something a little bit different. So,
right.
So that if you have a Wii U, go play Breath of the Wild on that. That's fine. But I love it. I really enjoy it. It's from what I understand, anything I download, I can go and download again, no problem.
Oh,
so,
cool.
That was one of my biggest pet peeves with 3DS and everything else. Like, you buy it once and that's it. Don't lose it.
Yeah.
Okay, so that's it. Yeah, go play Breath of the Wild. Everybody listening.
Right now, go immediately. Run.
Oh yeah, absolutely. You want to talk about Logan? You want to talk about Fastlane?
Let's do Fastlane, because when we do Logan, we're gonna get like full spoilery.
Okay.
So I'll save that for the end, just so we're not cutting out a whole bunch of the episode.
Right.
So Fastlane happened, exactly the way everybody was afraid it was going to happen.
Yeah, it was terrible.
Yeah, 22 seconds. How about that? Nobody's been this upset about a title change this fast since Daniel Bryan lost to Sheamus a few years ago.
Yeah.
This was.
What are they thinking?
I don't know, man. I don't like it, because we're gonna go back to whichever one of them wins, we're gonna have a part-time champ, and that sucked so bad when we had that 2 years ago.
Yeah, it's gonna be Lesnar. I think that's obvious.
Yeah.
I don't think Goldberg just got what he wanted. He talked on a podcast a while ago. I think it was Stone Cold's, where he said if he got another chance, he'd want to wrestle in front of his kids, and he'd love to get a championship in front of his kids, and he just checked those both off.
Yep.
In such a shitty way too, because this is that match that everyone that watched wrestling back then, I didn't watch it that time, but hated that match.
Yeah.
For WrestleMania or whatever, that they had, and now they're just doing it again, and they made it like the main. I hope that this can't be the main event. It has to be Randy Orton versus Bray Wyatt.
Well, no, these two cannot be the main. They can't. I'm sick of hearing about but they're big money attractions. Shut up. No, they're not.
Put the squash match at the end.
It's no, and you cannot do that. Did these people learn nothing from WrestleMania 9? No, of course they didn't, because Vince McMahon has the memory of a goldfish.
Yeah, I mean, have we learned from it was exciting to see Goldberg squash Lesnar the first time. That was cool.
Right.
It got everyone talking.
Yeah.
That's where it stops.
Yeah, except that wasn't where it stopped.
Right.
I've seen the articles and the comments where everybody was saying, "Look, we brought this on ourselves,"
right.
and there's some truth to that. There's some painful truth to that.
Right. Well, I saw. Did you see the meme where it was like, this was a video games DLC taken way too far?
Yeah, this was a pre-order bonus that went way too far.
Right.
Yeah, I saw that. It is absolutely true.
Yeah, it's crazy.
They don't need the title for their feud. There was no point to that except to say, we don't think Kevin Owens is a viable champion heading into WrestleMania.
Dude, let's think about this. How close Kevin Owens and AJ Styles got to headlining WrestleMania,
Man,
and just take it right from them.
Oh, don't even get me started. I think I'm more pissed off about Styles than I am, because he's gonna get stuck with freaking Shane O'Mac.
Yeah, at least Kevin Owens is gonna get Jericho, which is a legend.
That match may well be match of the night. that may absolutely steal the show at WrestleMania. It
Right.
it damn well might.
Yeah.
But we're gonna get, oh man, I'm sorry,
Right.
but Styles and Shane is just, that's just throwing away everything that AJ has done over the last year in WWE. And now what's his big WrestleMania moment gonna be? He gets to face Shane McMahon. Fuck off.
Yeah.
Like, that's just a waste. That's just garbage.
It is. It really is a waste. It's not going to be good. Um, I just, man. I mean, unless Shane comes out and just, I don't know.
Oh, and he does his little shake, rattle, and roll with his god awful looking jabs, and then
Right.
does it. He'll jump off the turnbuckle through and drop an elbow on Styles through the announce table, because that's the other thing he does.
It's just an
And
ego, like, oh, it's WrestleMania, so I gotta fight.
it's garbage, man. I don't care.
Triple H is fighting. I gotta fight somebody.
Well, maybe.
That's what it is. Why don't we get Triple H versus Shane, and then we get AJ Styles versus Kevin Owens or something? Like, put those things together.
I would take AJ. I'll take AJ Styles versus James Ellsworth over AJ Styles versus Shane McMahon. I'm serious.
Imagine, but no, honestly, if you're gonna put Shane McMahon in a match, make it interesting. Make it versus Triple H. Fight for the company.
Yeah, but I mean, that's almost a squash match. Just waiting to happen.
that would be better than what we're getting.
Oh sure. Oh yeah.
Put AJ Styles against Seth Rollins for the this is the show where they should cross over and have champion fight champion or something. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Or even with it's AJ Styles versus Seth Rollins, the two people who got burnt out. For not burnt out, but the people who got screwed over.
Yeah. Seth's not going to
be a match.
Yeah, that would be a hell of a match.
And see, that's where this is where they could cheaply give us things that we haven't seen in a while or before.
Right. I mean,
that would feel so new.
Yeah. I mean, did you see Seth's whole, like, the thing they did on his rehab?
Yeah.
Not recently, but the first time he blew out his knee.
Right.
And they showed, like, he and Styles had matches on the indie circuit.
Yep.
And I'm like, I want to see that now. Hell yeah.
Oh, dude, there's so many cool matches they could have set up for this, but they've squandered it. It honestly feels like I'm not excited at all. I mean, it's WrestleMania and I'm gonna be excited, but there's nothing on there that's like, woo.
No, because we're gonna have Lesnar and Goldberg. Yay! I mean, this is guaranteed to be better than at WrestleMania 20, but I mean that bar is so low. It's underground. We're gonna have Orton and Wyatt, and if Randy wins that title, I'm gonna be pissed. I'm gonna be so mad.
If they make him just a placeholder.
Yeah. We're gonna have John and Nikki versus The Miz and Maurice. Okay.
You know what? I will say something. That whole thing with Miz and Cena was amazing.
Yeah,
it got me more excited for it than I was.
Like they are working their asses off on this, and I'll tell you what, you put those two together, because the Miz, when they let him off the chain on Talking Smack, that's when they got to see, oh shit, the Miz can do this.
Right.
And I think they are gonna build him back up. I think another world title reign is in his future.
Oh, for sure. He's so far and away different than what he was back then. And to be fair, I didn't really watch back then, but I can tell just watching how he reacted to people, watching things back then to now.
Yeah.
It's night and day, it seems like.
Yeah. And, I mean, what other match? Do we have any other matches? Oh, yeah. The Big Show versus Shaq. Maybe.
It's canceled, but it might be not.
They're talking again, but they're not talking, but they might be talking. But
is it all part of the? Yeah.
I don't know if it is or it isn't. I actually don't think it isn't. I don't think it's.
Who would he go up against?
I
don't
know.
What a waste!
Put him
what
against.
What a waste!
Give him Rusev, but oh wait, Rusev has to take time off because they're mad at him for getting a haircut. So.
Are you serious?
Oh yeah.
They're mad at him for getting a haircut, so he's been like.
And they're kind of he tweeted a while back like he needed some time off.
Oh.
On top of which there's some heat on him because of his haircut. I don't know why. I don't
Why?
care because that company sometimes gets.
Handsome Rusev. This goes right along with the story.
I'm okay with this, and then bring him back.
Yeah.
But fine, Big Show. Big Show was dominant. Like that was a hell of a thing. Like that showed Big Show was like, oh shit, you know what, Big Show. We forgot that Big Show can actually go in the ring. We
Right.
just
Talk about
haven't.
a wasted wrestler though with Rusev. Sorry,
Yeah.
I didn't
Oh
mean to.
no, no, you're right.
Just total freaking waste. He should be right there in the top spots with AJ Styles and Seth Rollins and all of them.
Yeah.
And all because he decided to get married. They screwed him over,
Oh,
which
they.
honestly it was the best thing that could have happened because then we got cake in the face and they had all this stuff for their show. Like they should
Yeah.
be
And they.
thankful for him.
Yeah, they had babyface Roman Reigns just come out and completely embarrass Rusev. So go Roman, right? Like that was God. I can't. If they do not, they're gonna boo.
And he's going to take her. Like who wants
uh,
that? Except for the Undertaker, apparently. That's the only person who wants that match.
apparently, or Vince does,
Well,
or
it's their last shot, I think. It's like, how are we going to get him over?
and it's not gonna happen.
No, it's going to take the opposite effect. People are going to hate him beating Undertaker more than Brock
Yeah,
Lesnar.
and they're still not gonna steer into it. He's gonna come out the night after WrestleMania, and he's still gonna try to be the guy.
I mean, the Undertaker looked shocked at how many people were booing Roman Reigns.
He genuinely seems because it was nasty. It was Chicago. Chicago hates everything that Vince McMahon does because of CM Punk.
If I was booking this, I would have had at the end of that match at Fastlane. I would have had Kevin Owens win. I would have had Jericho come out and try to cheat, and then for whatever reason it gets stopped, and then I would have had Samoa Joe come out for whatever reason it gets stopped, and then I would have had Roman Reigns run out, and everyone thinks he's there for Goldberg, but then he spears Goldberg. And then the four of them stay in the ring with Triple H as the new Evolution. And Roman Reigns does a heel turn.
It would have been.
Everyone would have lost their shit. Going into Mania,
Yeah.
Making him the heel and making Undertaker going, no, I'm taking you out.
Yeah.
That would have given you real heat on Roman, and everyone would have been cheering Undertaker, and you couldn't have written that better. But they didn't do that. Why would we work for the WWE? Imagine that. Everyone would be talking about it today.
Yeah. Every once in a while, and I know we gotta rush to housekeeping real quick, but every once in a while I get this urge. I'll watch something like Raw or Fastlane, and I'm like, let me write the promo for somebody who comes out the next night and says, this is bullshit, and here's why.
Well, it worked for CM Punk.
Exactly, and that's like, I want to record these and just like put them up on SoundCloud as like rebuttal to whatever, and link to that. I don't know, like that's That's an interesting exercise.
It's not best for business. It's whatever Vince wants, and you can tell it's very obvious.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Because if we can come up with little things like that sound way more exciting, and we're nothing, they can. I'm sure they've done that, and he's like, no.
Yeah.
Roman's the big guy. He's gonna win.
Yep.
All right, but we'll talk about Logan next week. We'll take a lot of time to dedicate to. Maybe we'll do a special episode. Who knows?
We could do that.
Yeah, we could do that. I got a few days off coming up. So, again, but yes, we will be back next Wednesday at 9 p.m. Eastern Time on the N.FM. Make sure you go to our Facebook group, like our pages, comment on it, rate us on iTunes. It's really important. And listen or look out in our podcast feed. We might have a special thing for Logan where we can sit there and dissect it for 30 minutes or whatnot. We'll try and maybe get that up this weekend or early next week. So look out for that. We'll post it on the wall. I need to do better at that. I've just been so crazy busy.
Yeah.
Yeah. Go to our social medias at the Logan Witt, at Adam Esep, at We Geek Podcast, and listen to the N.FM. Until next week, Captain.